What's going on, guys? Good morning. Welcome into another pre-market live stream here with the Everyday Growth Advisors. I hope you are having a good morning so far, and just wanted to come on here to update you guys on market conditions as usual. So if you are living under a rock, you would probably know that this week is a massive week for earnings. And because it's a massive week for earnings, Monday is not that bad. But Tuesday onwards is slated to be very volatile. As you can see, on Tuesday, you have McDonald's, Visa, Chipotle, Snap, Alphabet, AMD, SoFi, PayPal, Reddit, a bunch of Pfizer. And then the next day, you have Caterpillar, you have ADP, you have Etsy, you have Roku, you have Starbucks, Coinbase, Meta, Microsoft. A lot of the S&P 500 market cap is about to be revealed in terms of earnings performance. So a lot of these companies are going to be going up, down, the entire week, which means that this entire week is likely to be very choppy. Okay. On top of that, you have the ADP report on Wednesday. You'll have, as usual, core PCE deflator on Thursday, non-farm payrolls on Friday. So it's going to be a busy week in terms of data. Okay. Now, all things said, the S&P 500 is still chugging along into our first target, which is the 38.2 rejection at 5,900. Whether we get up there or whether we, reject here and continue downward, it's all going to be a matter of earnings performance from this week. This is the way that I look at it. It's very simple. So in other words, if a lot of the performance of this is going to be based on the earnings, then I'm just simply not going to speculate this week. Or at least I wouldn't be speculating that much. So my thesis for this week is to hold and not trade that much. It's very simple. As for NASDAQ, you can see that we have been trying to break out of this, but we haven't quite been able to. We got rejected second time here. And it's not when we will break out, because that's definitely going to happen. It's just a matter of, how, right? Like, when is that specifically going to happen and how is that going to happen? And so far on this Monday, we're seeing that NASDAQ is actually performing quite well. So semiconductors are obviously one of the sectors that have been recovering here. But we'll get into sector rotation in just a second. You can see that small mid caps have not really been performing that great because of the back and forth. But perhaps the most important chart that you need to understand right now is the 10-year yield. The 10-year yield and the dollar, right? These two things are what can cause the S&P 500 to drop. And I mentioned this a couple of times in the past week or so. How long can the 10-year yield continue to spike before it starts affecting the S&P 500? And so that's the question you have to ask yourself, and the dollar as well, right? Because you remember that the more the dollar goes up, this is bad for equities. And the more the 10-year yield goes up, that's bad for equities as well. The 10-year yield, it eats into the discount rate for stocks. And so therefore it creates a lower valuation for stocks. The dollar erodes the purchasing power of stocks, because stocks are denominated in the US dollar. So very simply put, the main theme that you should be watching is these two things. As long as they can reject and come back further down, then we have the room for the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ to go further higher. But if the 10-year yield and the dollar continue to, you know, go on this upward trajectory, then we're likely to see a pullback on NASDAQ and SPX. It's very simple, okay? So that's your background macro. The VIX is still between its, you know, 11 to 21 level, so it's not really telling us anything that we need to know. In terms of China, we are back to the breakout level at around 31, 32 level. Here are some very quick charts. Amazon, which is coiling super hard here. And typically when this happens, we are expecting a break on either side, one of those two sides. 195 upside, 180 downside. So until it makes a move to either one of these levels and either bounces or rejects, we will not know what or where this is going to go head to next. So that's your key pivots on Amazon. Disney is the other one, which rejected the 97.50, and now looks like it might go revisit 91 back down here. So that's another ticker that I'm watching for this week. NVDA with the $200 million in unusual options activity continues to chug to the upside. And, you know, the trend is your friend here, right? They're very simple. It's showing a double top so far, but, you know, if today it pushes higher, then the double top is going to be invalid. So Tesla, the other one that I'm watching pretty closely this week, if it closes above and, you know, holds above 270 today and creates a base here, you know, or starts to fall down within the 260s to create a bull flag, I'm acceptable to both of those conditions for upside. But if it rejects heavily where it is currently, then the 250 is going to be the immediate downside. Another one that I have been watching, Moderna. This is, you know, pretty much a stock that's been beat down ever since it tried to make highs in May. I mean, it went from $170, $180, $170 all the way down to $55. You know, I would like to see some life breathe into this thing so I can take some upside. Otherwise, it looks pretty bad. So those are the, you know, couple of tickers that I was hoping that you guys would see. And yeah, that's all about I have for you guys today. If you have any ticker request or anything like that, go ahead and put it in the chat right now. Also, I'm not sure if you're aware, if you're part of our social channels, but for this next 1 month, if you are interested in joining the live trading sessions that we are about to embark on, please hit me up on Discord. If you just join Discord, the free Discord, and then at me in the public trading room, that will allow me to add you to the 1 month access for live trading sessions. So that's another quick little announcement. But other than that, I don't have any updates for you guys. That's mostly all I have for y'all. I hope you have a good trading day. Remember to stay out. This week is not a week to add unnecessary stress to your portfolio. The time for risk taking is not now. So be careful. And yeah, I hope you have a great day. Peace.